Adjusting spacing is one of the most time-consuming parts of creating a responsive site. We have 8 rem section spacing on desktop. Let's decrease that to 6 on tablet, and we'll decrease it to 4 on mobile. We also have a gap between our content and our image that was set to 4 rem on desktop. Instead of these looking like they're in the same section together, it now looks like they're evenly divided by a section spacer. To fix that, we'll need to make our gap also adaptive. We'll switch it to 3 rem on tablet and to 2 rem here on mobile. But now this button's closer to the image than it is to the text. So with the button spacer selected, we'll also need to make this adaptive by reducing it slightly on each breakpoint. And we'd have to repeat this process for all spacing throughout our site. In Lumos, my new Webflow framework, there's an adaptive spacing system to streamline consistent and responsive spacing. To apply padding to all sides of a div, we add PD in the class name and choose a size from 0 to 20 rem. So with this class selected, let's add a PD2 to apply 2 rem padding to all sides of this div. Notice Webflow is showing the pixel equivalent here, but the sizes are being set in rem, and we can even override individual directions to make certain sizes different. So let's set a padding vertical of 3 so that our top and bottom padding is overridden. We can also apply gap either on flex or grid by choosing the direction or applying gap to all sides. So in the class name, let's add a GP 1.5 to apply a 1.5 rem gap. Now this spacing is going to adapt and shrink consistently on each breakpoint. And by default, these spacings will shrink to 75% their original size on tablet and 50% their original size on mobile. We can control the rate that they shrink for each project by going to our spacing 1 embed, and we'll head to the top of the embed, and we'll notice that there is a multiplier. So this is 75% the original size on tablet and 50% the original size on mobile. So when building out a project, we'll round our spacing values up or down to fit within the system. Here we have 38 pixels. To figure out the rem equivalent, we just divide 38 by 16, and that's about 2.3 rem. We can round that down and use our 2 rem space. Here we have 27 pixels. We can divide that by 16, and it looks like that's about 1.6 rem. We'll round that down to our 1.5 space. And by reusing these values, it'll make our site feel more consistent. Just like all utility styles in Lumos, once the styles are added in the class name, they can't be overridden using the native UI unless we add a combo class to the element and override them that way. But the adaptive styles in Lumos should only be used for truly adaptive styles. For anything that shouldn't be adaptive or should have custom sizes, for that we just wouldn't include the style in the class name and use custom sizes instead. Also, the order that we add utilities in the class name doesn't matter, so if we add a padding top of 6 rem, that will still override the padding vertical of 3 rem, even though the padding vertical is listed second. That's because order in the class name doesn't matter, it's the order in the embed that counts. So we'll notice that our padding horizontal is listed first, followed by padding vertical, and then our padding top. So this padding top will always override any of the padding verticals that are listed before it. And the order in the embed is also reflected in the order within the style guide. One final piece to the spacing system is the default gap at the top of our spacing 1 embed. This default gap applies to grid or flex boxes throughout our site, and it sets it to a default of our size 1 adaptive spacing. We could switch this to size 2, so it's 2 rem adaptive spacing, or we could hard code a non-adaptive size like so if we'd like. The purpose of this default gap is to keep all grids throughout our site aligned with each other. So even though these are separate grids, the gap between them being consistent makes sure that our items within them stay aligned. Because we're applying this as default gap, we can still override it on individual grids or flex boxes using the native controls if we'd like, but that default gap applies to all flex layouts and all grids throughout our site if we don't have a gap setting applied. So that wraps up how to use the Lumos adaptive spacing system. Clone this style guide in the description below to get started with Lumos, and check out this next video on using Lumos.